Most cars die early not because of bad luck, but because drivers unknowingly follow advice that wears engines down faster. Over 75% of major vehicle breakdowns stem from poor maintenance habits, not age. Most vehicles never even reach 100,000 miles, when they could easily surpass 300,000 with proper care. Today, I'm sharing the 18 brutally honest maintenance habits that helped my car hit 600,000 miles with no major repairs and no dealership nonsense. This video will change how you treat your car forever, starting with something you probably do wrong every single time you fill up. That extra squeeze after the pump clicks off floods your car's emission control system with raw fuel. Your evap system handles fuel vapors, not liquid gasoline. When you overfill, you're forcing raw fuel into vapor-only lines where it doesn't belong. This liquid fuel saturates the charcoal canister, a component designed to absorb vapors, not soak up actual gasoline. The damage spreads fast. Sensors malfunction, valves clog, and the entire emission system starts failing. I've seen charcoal canisters so soaked with fuel they had to be completely replaced. The repair bill ranges from $350 to $900 just to fix what one extra squeeze caused. The overfilled fuel creates a domino effect throughout the evap system. Vapor lines get contaminated, sensors throw error codes, and your check engine light starts glowing. Your gas tank needs airspace to vent vapors properly. Overfill it, and you're forcing liquid fuel into vapor lines, killing sensors and choking the system. When the pump clicks once, you're done. No exceptions, no extra squeezes. But even perfect fueling habits won't save your engine if you're destroying it every morning with another common mistake. You think letting your engine idle for 10 to 15 minutes warms it up properly. That's not warming up your engine, that's slowly killing it. Every cold morning, drivers sit in their driveways thinking they're protecting their engines, but they're creating a chemical disaster under the hood. Extended idling floods your oil with unburned fuel. This fuel contamination strips away the protective oil film coating your cylinder walls. Your expensive synthetic oil transforms into black sludge that clogs oil passages and bakes onto engine surfaces. The unburned fuel doesn't just thin your oil, it creates a corrosive mixture that scores cylinder walls and reduces compression. Here's the science that matters. Idling raises oil temperature 8 times slower than gentle driving. Your engine needs operating temperature to burn fuel efficiently and prevent contamination. When you idle, you're running rich combustion that dumps raw fuel into the oil pan. The correct warm-up method takes 30 seconds of idle time, then drive gently for 2 miles. This approach prevents fuel dilution, reaches operating temperature faster, and saves fuel. Real engine protection happens when you're moving, not sitting still. But proper warm-up habits mean nothing if you're ignoring another simple check that costs you money every month. Most drivers only check tire pressure when a tire looks obviously flat. By then, you've already damaged your tires and wasted money on fuel. Running tires underinflated by just 5 psi reduces fuel economy by 2% and cuts tire life by 25%. That means you're paying more at the pump and replacing tires more often. Low tire pressure creates a cascade of hidden costs. Your tires wear unevenly, handling becomes unpredictable, and blowout risk increases dramatically. Underinflated tires generate excess heat, especially during summer driving or highway speeds. This heat buildup leads to catastrophic tire failure when you least expect it. Temperature changes affect tire pressure more than most people realize. Cold weather drops pressure, hot weather raises it. Without monthly checks, you're driving on improperly inflated tires for months at a time. Gas station gauges are unreliable and often broken, giving you false readings that keep you in the danger zone. A $15 digital tire pressure gauge and 5 minutes of monthly checking saves hundreds in premature tire replacement costs. Check your tires when they're cold before driving. This simple habit extends tire life, improves fuel economy, and prevents dangerous blowouts. But even perfect tire maintenance won't protect your engine if you're following another piece of advice that's slowly destroying it from the inside. Manufacturers push 7,500 to 15,000 mile oil change intervals to make ownership look cheaper. These extended schedules aren't designed to get your car to 300,000 miles. They're calculated to survive the warranty period, and then you're on your own. I've cracked open engines that religiously follow dealer maintenance schedules. What I found was thick black sludge coating every internal surface like burnt tar, pistons caked with deposits, camshafts scarred, oil passages completely blocked. These engines died from following manufacturer recommendations exactly. Laboratory testing creates these intervals under perfect conditions that don't exist in real driving. Stop-and-go traffic, short trips, and cold starts break down oil faster than any test can simulate. Your oil degrades well before the 7,500-mile mark in actual driving conditions. Conventional oil needs changing every 3,000 miles. Full synthetic extends that to 5,000 to 7,000 miles maximum. Don't stretch it further, regardless of what the sticker says. The difference between conventional and synthetic isn't just longevity. Synthetic handles heat and contamination better. A $50 oil change prevents a $5,000 engine rebuild. Choose frequent maintenance over catastrophic failure. But fresh oil won't protect your transmission if you're making another mistake every time you park. Most drivers think putting their automatic transmission in park holds their car safely. That park gear relies on a tiny metal finger called a parking pawl to hold 4,000 pounds of vehicle weight. This small component is all that prevents your car from rolling away. When that pawl snaps under stress, your car rolls away and you face a $2,500 transmission rebuild. The parking pawl wasn't designed to hold your entire vehicle weight, especially on hills where gravity multiplies the load. A snapped pawl can jam your gear set or crack the transmission case, turning a free habit into expensive repairs. The proper parking sequence matters. Set your parking brake first, then shift into park. Most drivers do this backwards, forcing the pawl to bear the full load before the brake engages. This sequence puts unnecessary stress on the pawl and increases failure risk. Parking pawl failures happen regularly on inclines where drivers skip the parking brake. The entire vehicle weight rests on that small metal component until it breaks. Your parking brake isn't optional equipment, it's insurance against transmission destruction. But protecting your transmission means nothing if you're slowly choking your engine with another maintenance mistake that most drivers ignore completely. Your air filter sits there looking like a dirt sandwich while you ignore it for months. That black, caked mess has been choking your engine and costing you money. A dirty air filter reduces engine power by up to 10% and cuts fuel economy by 6%. Your engine can't breathe, so it struggles to maintain performance. Restricted airflow forces your engine to run richer, burning more fuel than necessary. This rich mixture contaminates your oil faster and creates carbon buildup throughout the combustion chamber. Spark plugs foul from excessive fuel, and your catalytic converter starts failing from processing unburned fuel. The damage spreads beyond power loss. Carbon deposits coat intake valves, combustion chambers fill with sludge, and emission systems work overtime trying to clean dirty exhaust. What starts as reduced performance becomes expensive repairs across multiple engine systems. Replace your air filter every 15,000 miles, regardless of appearance. Pull it out and hold it up to light. If you can't see through it clearly, replacement time has arrived. Check it more frequently in dusty conditions. A $15 filter prevents hundreds in fuel system cleaning and catalytic converter repairs. But even perfect air filtration won't save you if you're ignoring warning signs that appear long before dashboard lights start flashing. Those warning signs show up in your fluids long before your dashboard lights ever flash. You check your fluids only when warning lights appear, but by then catastrophic damage has already started. Low brake fluid leads to brake failure when you need stopping power most. Low coolant causes engine overheating that destroys head gaskets and warps cylinder heads. Low power steering fluid kills the steering pump, leaving you with a $600 to $700 steering rack replacement. Brake fluid is a silent killer because it absorbs moisture over time. This moisture lowers the boiling point and corrodes calipers, ABS pumps, and steel brake lines from the inside. Coolant turns acidic after years of heat cycles, corroding water pumps, seals, and heater cores. Power steering fluid breaks down into oxidized sludge that scores seals and gums up valves. Check fluid colors and consistency during every oil change. Fresh brake fluid looks clear. Contaminated fluid appears dark brown. Coolant should be bright colored, not rusty or murky. Power steering fluid turns black when it needs replacement. Create a 5-minute ritual during every oil change. Check brake fluid, coolant, power steering fluid, and transmission fluid levels. This simple routine prevents thousands in major repairs by catching problems before systems fail completely. But fluid maintenance won't help if you're ignoring another expensive mistake that happens right under your car. You never rotate your tires and wonder why your front tires need replacement while the rears look fine. Uneven tire wear cuts tire life in half and creates dangerous handling issues that compromise your safety. Your front tires handle steering, braking, and acceleration in front-wheel drive vehicles, wearing them down faster than the rears. Front versus rear tire wear patterns happen because different positions experience different forces during driving. Front tires endure steering loads and braking forces while rear tires mainly follow along. This uneven workload creates different wear rates that rotation fixes by moving tires to different positions. Rotate your tires every 5,000 to 7,500 miles using the proper pattern for your vehicle. Front-wheel drive cars need front tires moved straight back and rear tires crossed to the front. Directional tires require side-to-side movement only. Skipping rotation forces you to replace only 2 tires instead of 4, creating handling problems and safety risks. New tires paired with worn ones handle differently, especially in wet conditions. A $50 rotation service extends an $800 tire set life by 40%. This simple maintenance prevents premature replacement and maintains even handling across all 4 tires. You trust the 100,000-mile spark plug replacement schedule because manufacturers told you these plugs last that long. That's the myth destroying engines across the country. Worn spark plugs create misfires that send unburned fuel straight into your catalytic converter and oxygen sensors. This raw fuel overheats the catalytic converter, causing it to fail completely. The cascade starts with rough idle and poor fuel economy. Misfires stress ignition coils until they burn out. Fuel injectors get fouled from compensating for weak spark. The engine shakes, acceleration becomes sluggish, and you smell raw gas from the tailpipe. Direct injection engines suffer even worse fouling because fuel sprays directly onto carbon-coated valves. Check your spark plugs at 60,000 miles, not 100,000. Standard plugs last 30,000 miles, platinum plugs reach 60,000, and iridium plugs stretch to 80,000 miles maximum. Quality matters. Use NGK iridium, Denso iridium, or Bosch double iridium plugs for longevity. A $60 spark plug replacement prevents $2,000 in catalytic converter repairs. Fresh plugs maintain clean combustion and protect expensive emissions components from damage. Most people think car washing is just about keeping their ride looking good. That's wrong. Dirt, salt, and grime actively eat away at your car's structure and components. Road salt acts like acid on metal, creating an electrolyte that speeds up rust formation when mixed with water. This corrosive action destroys brake lines, suspension mounts, and fuel tank straps, causing them to crack and fail completely. The corrosion process starts fast. One winter of salt exposure kickstarts rust that spreads throughout your vehicle's lifespan. Salt-heavy climates demand undercarriage washing monthly during winter, weekly if you drive salted roads frequently. High-pressure washing flushes away corrosive grime before it penetrates seams and joints. I've seen 2012 F-150s with perfect paint, but control arms that look like crusty breadsticks from rust. Rear brake lines snapped while towing, nearly causing a deadly accident. Factory undercoatings last only 3 to 5 years before chipping away, exposing bare metal to corrosion. $20 in monthly washes prevent thousands in rust and corrosion repairs. Regular cleaning isn't vanity, it's vehicular survival against structural destruction. You buy the cheapest gas, thinking all fuel is the same. That's costing you thousands in repairs. Low-quality fuel contains fewer detergents and more contaminants that destroy your engine from the inside. These contaminants create carbon buildup on intake valves, clog fuel injectors, and deposit crud throughout your combustion chambers. The hidden damage spreads fast. Carbon restricts airflow, making your engine work harder. Clogged injectors spray fuel unevenly, causing rough idle and poor acceleration. Valve deposits reduce compression and increase emissions. Your engine loses power, burns more fuel, and runs rough because cheap gas lacks proper cleaning agents. Top-tier fuel meets specific detergent standards that keep engines clean. Shell, Mobil, Chevron, BP, and several other major brands meet these requirements. These detergents prevent deposit formation and clean existing buildup, maintaining engine performance over time. Cheap fuel creates expensive problems. Restricted airflow from carbon buildup forces costly fuel system cleaning. Clogged injectors require professional cleaning or replacement. The cascade of problems outweighs any pump savings. Spending 5 cents more per gallon prevents $500 fuel system repairs. Quality fuel protects your investment. Most drivers don't even know their car has a cabin air filter. This hidden component sits behind your glove box, quietly protecting you from airborne contaminants. When it clogs up, your HVAC system struggles to push air through the restriction, reducing airflow and forcing your AC to work overtime. A dirty cabin filter allows allergens, mold spores, and bacteria to circulate freely through your car's interior. These contaminants trigger allergic reactions, respiratory problems, and create an unhealthy environment for passengers. The constant exposure to pollutants makes every drive uncomfortable, especially for people with existing breathing issues. Your AC system suffers when the filter stays clogged. The blower motor works harder, components wear faster, and you face expensive repairs from preventable strain. The reduced airflow also means poor cooling performance when you need it most. Replace your cabin air filter every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. Most filters are located behind the glove box and take 10 minutes to swap out. Check your owner's manual for the exact location and part number. A $20 filter keeps your air clean and HVAC system running efficiently for years. You ignore belts and hoses until they snap on the highway, leaving you stranded with a dead engine. That $30 serpentine belt failure destroys your alternator, power steering pump, and water pump all at once. The repair bill jumps to $1,500 because one cheap belt took out multiple expensive components. Warning signs scream at you months before failure. Cracks appear along belt edges, fraying develops where the belt contacts pulleys, and squealing sounds echo from the engine bay. Coolant hoses bulge from internal pressure, radiator hoses develop soft spots, and vacuum lines crack from engine heat. Timing belts and serpentine belts serve different critical functions. Serpentine belts drive accessories like alternators and power steering pumps. Timing belts synchronize pistons and valves. When timing belts snap in interference engines, pistons slam into valves, bending them and destroying the entire top end. I've seen interference engines completely destroyed by timing belt failure. The repair cost reaches $4,000 for engine rebuilds that could have been prevented with a $900 timing belt replacement. Monthly visual inspections prevent roadside breakdowns and major repairs. Check for cracks, fraying, and unusual wear patterns during routine maintenance. You make multiple short trips throughout the day, thinking it's no big deal. That's destroying your engine faster than highway miles. Engines never reach operating temperature on trips under 10 minutes. Your engine needs to get hot to function properly, and these quick hops prevent that from happening. Cold engines create catastrophic damage. Unburned fuel washes down cylinder walls, thinning your oil and stripping protective films. Moisture builds up inside the engine, mixing with oil and creating corrosive sludge. This combination accelerates wear on pistons, camshafts, and bearings. Cold oil is thick and sluggish, not circulating to critical parts immediately. For the first 30 to 60 seconds, components run with minimal lubrication, creating metal-on-metal contact. Cold engines have larger clearances, allowing combustion gases to contaminate the oil further. Combining errands into one trip reduces engine wear exponentially. Your engine reaches operating temperature and stays there, burning off moisture and fuel contamination. Fleet vehicles that avoid short trips regularly reach 300,000 to 500,000 miles on original engines. Trip planning extends engine life and saves fuel. One longer trip beats 5 short ones every time. You believe the lifetime fluid myth that manufacturers use to sell transmissions. That fluid breaks down into liquid sandpaper after 60,000 miles, grinding away at gears and clutches. Even if your transmission fluid looks fine, it's hiding a mixture of clutch dust, metal shavings, and varnish that destroys internal components. This contamination acts like grinding paste inside your transmission. The fluid degrades mile after mile, creating abrasive particles that wear down bands, clutches, and planetary gears. The sealed system prevents you from checking fluid condition regularly, masking the deterioration happening inside. Drain and fill every 60,000 miles or 6 years, whichever comes first. Never flush an old, neglected transmission because you'll wash out the sludge barely holding it together. Regular maintenance allows flushing, but neglected transmissions need gentle drain and fill service. Use exact OEM fluid specifications. Toyota WS for Toyotas, Honda ATF W1 for Hondas, Mopar ATF Plus 4 for Chryslers. Generic fluids save pennies, but cost transmissions. Wrong fluid chemistry destroys seals and causes shifting problems. The prevention math is simple. $200 fluid changes prevent $4,000 transmission rebuilds later. You throw away maintenance receipts and never track service history. That's costing you thousands in resale value and creating unnecessary repair expenses. Detailed records prove your car was properly maintained, instilling confidence in potential buyers who pay premium prices for documented vehicles. These records provide legal protection during warranty disputes. Manufacturers demand proof of proper maintenance before honoring warranty claims. Without documentation, you bear the full repair cost when expensive components fail under warranty coverage. Tracking patterns in repairs reveals recurring problems before they become catastrophic. Mechanics diagnose issues faster when they see your vehicle's complete service history. This eliminates unnecessary diagnostic procedures and reduces labor costs significantly. Good records help mechanics identify potential problems based on past repairs and maintenance intervals. They can anticipate future issues and recommend preventative maintenance that saves thousands in emergency repairs. Organized maintenance records add up to $2,000 to resale value. Buyers trust documented vehicles and pay higher prices for proven reliability. The investment in record keeping provides significant return when selling or trading your vehicle. You ignore warning lights, hoping they'll disappear on their own. That's turning minor problems into catastrophic failures that cost thousands. A simple check engine light starts as a $40 oxygen sensor issue, but ignoring it destroys your catalytic converter, creating a $2,000 repair bill instead. Small problems cascade into major failures when left untreated. That check engine light progression follows a predictable path. Faulty sensor triggers rich fuel mixture, excess fuel overheats the catalytic converter, converter fails completely. What started as a sensor replacement becomes exhaust system destruction. Yellow warning lights signal attention needed soon. Red emergency lights demand immediate action to prevent safety hazards and extensive damage. Yellow lights give you time to schedule repairs. Red lights mean stop driving immediately or face catastrophic component failure. A $60 spark plug replacement prevents $2,000 catalytic converter damage. A $40 belt squeal ignored becomes $1,200 alternator failure. These examples prove early intervention saves massive repair costs. Addressing warnings immediately prevents cascading failures that destroy multiple systems. The intervention principle is simple. Fix small problems before they become expensive disasters. Your ears are the most important diagnostic tool you own, and they cost nothing to use. Unusual sounds are your engine's cry for help before catastrophic failure destroys expensive components. These sounds warn you about problems developing inside your engine, transmission, and drivetrain before they become disasters. Ticking sounds indicate low oil pressure or worn valve train components. Knocking means internal engine damage from poor fuel or worn bearings. Squealing points to loose or worn belts about to snap. Grinding suggests bearing failure or brake problems requiring immediate attention. Perform this weekly listening ritual. Start your engine cold and listen for 30 seconds. Rev gently and listen for changes. Drive slowly and listen during acceleration, braking, and turning. Your engine sounds different when cold versus hot, under load versus idle. I've seen $40 belt squeals turn into $1,200 alternator failures because drivers ignored the warning sounds. A faint clunk from a bad CV joint becomes a snapped axle if left unaddressed. Early detection prevents these cascading failures. 30 seconds of weekly listening saves thousands in major repairs. Your engine whispers problems before they scream expensive failures. Most car deaths are preventable with these 18 simple habits. Over 75% of major breakdowns link directly to poor maintenance practices that drivers repeat daily. Your car's early death isn't bad luck or manufacturing defects. It's neglect disguised as normal ownership. Reaching 600,000 miles isn't luck. It's discipline and knowledge applied consistently over years. Every habit I shared prevents specific failures that kill engines, transmissions, and major systems. Start implementing these habits with your next drive. Check your fluids tomorrow morning. Set that parking brake tonight. Your car will reward this discipline with decades of reliable service instead of premature failure.